Hip-hop started from the slums of the Bronx, New York. I fell in love with break beats, the techniques, b-boying, MCing, crushing whoever was in front of you. It was groovy. You knew how it was. It's true, it's hip-hop. It's only one source to get it. It's I Do It for Hip Hop Podcast. Subscribe, Google Play, iTunes, and DJ Bugsy 215 SoundCloud. It's all about the hip hop. Keep it hip hop. It's your boy DJ Bugsy, Do It for Hip Hop Podcast. That's Shell Boog. Now, Shell Boog, listen, I'm going to let y'all know right now, she's doing her ones and twos. She got the new project out now called Romeo. I appreciate you coming on the podcast. This is part 2 of the Indie Artist Spotlight. First, I want you to take me back to the beginning because I like to kind of like see where it all started for you with your artistry. So tell me, like, how did you get your start, basically?
Oh man, we going to the beginning.
yeah. Let's take it to the beginning.
Okay, so I wrote my first song when I was 17.
Okay.
My brother, he was a hip hop artist and a DJ.
Okay, what was his name?
McNeil.
Okay.
That was his name.
McNeil.
He don't do it. He a corporate dude now. He's still DJ.
Okay.
So that was my first thing. That was my first passion for it.
Right.
And recording.
Yeah.
He taught me how to record on a computer.
Oh,
I
wow.
was like 17.
Okay.
So we was in the crib recording ourselves. Did a mixtape called Gunsmoke City. I was like 17.
Okay.
Released it under The Criminalists. That was a duo, me and my brother and my cousin Wesley.
Okay.
So we did that.
Right.
And I performed at like La Taza, all them old venues back in the day in Philly.
Yeah.
I was young. They had to sneak me in.
Damn, you got in though.
I got in. So
That's dope.
yeah, so like I started doing that, and it was just a progression throughout life, you know, just living my life and falling in love with the music slowly but surely. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna release a mixtape. And my first mixtape I released it under the name Vixen, and it was V for Vendetta.
Okay, V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta.
Okay.
And then I released the album I changed my name, stage name to Vixen Allure.
Okay.
Then it was Project Vix. I did that.
So you changed the name like Diddy.
Yeah. Well,
You know how Diddy changed his name? P. Diddy, Puff Daddy,
you know what?
P. Diddy.
I feel like it's mandatory for an artist to grow in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I like that.
I feel like if you're not changing your namesake and growing with that, you're not developing in a sense because you're still trying to find what your sound is. You know what I mean?
Good point.
So from that point, I wrote with Vixen Allure for years because obviously I was, I'm a stud now. Back then I wasn't.
Really?
Nah.
So
I was
back
super
then,
feminine back then.
Oh, really?
Doing music, yeah.
So you was the one, I guess, the curves and
All that. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I came out in 17.
Okay.
And I changed everything now because that's my true authentic self, Shell Boog.
Okay.
So that's what I'm rocking with right now.
So do you feel like that's your alter ego?
With Shell Boog?
Yeah.
You know what? In a sense, yes.
Okay.
I would say, in a sense.
Yeah, because like Beyonce, Sasha Fierce,
Yeah.
Beyonce type thing.
Yeah, in a sense, yes, I would say it's my alter ego. But my music is truly my authentic self.
Okay.
So when I'm Shell Boog, I guess I'm a little bit more...
Grittier?
Yeah, a little bit more harsh.
Yeah.
Harder. And when I'm my regular self, I'm real relaxed and chill.
Okay.
But it's not even like a persona that's purposely translated. It's just something that kind of goes with the music or when I'm creating, you know. I let the music speak for itself.
Now, speaking of creating, what's the creative process for you? And then we're going to get back to the femininity part. But
the creative process for me, it's just basically I'm listening to a beat. And I come up with a melody and I'm humming it. It don't even have to be actual words. It's just the melody that draws me. And I create the melody and then I build the words on top of the melody.
Okay.
And then I'm doing that with the verse too. A lot of times I'm writing the hook first because I know that's what actually grabs the people.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I'm breaking down the composition of the song when I'm writing in melody format.
How did you learn that?
Naturally.
Really?
My father plays 6 instruments. You know what I'm saying?
So
I grew up
it's
around
so
music.
genetics.
I was in a rock band for 4 years.
Before you got into rap?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Disturbing Daisy. I was a front lead singer of a rock band. I performed all over the country, played a little guitar a little bit, but like.
And what made you transition into hip hop?
Well, I did hip hop first.
And then
I went to rock.
Transitioned to rock.
Yeah, and I did that for years. We performed everywhere: Jersey Shore Festival, Wells Fargo Center, Hard Rock Cafe. Then my mom died.
Oh, is that what?
That stopped music altogether.
Yeah.
For years. I put a halt on it because I was still grieving.
Yeah.
You know, I found my mom dead in the crib, like out of the blue.
Really?
I moved out of my.
Was she sick?
Nah. She just died. She just dropped dead.
Natural causes?
They say hypertension. So I think it was a stroke. That's what it say on the death certificate. But, you know what I mean? So I stopped creating music and I moved to Atlanta because I needed to heal. I didn't even want to see Philadelphia because it reminded me too much of her.
Okay.
So I moved to the A. And,
how was that transition for you?
I mean, it was more so about my healing moving to the A.
Okay.
I tried to do music, but I just wasn't there mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
And people was like, no, this is the place where you should be doing music. I'm like, I can't focus on that right now. And I was trying, but it just wasn't coming together the way I wanted it to. So I just let God do what he was doing in my life at the time. And I moved back to Philly in 16. And I gave it another shot. And slowly but surely, I just slow walked it.
Yeah.
And when 2018 came around, I just started massively creating. I felt like it was an outpour of the things that I wanted to talk about when I couldn't.
Yeah.
So I just started creating a lot of songs and start putting everything together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the outpour was, I'm sure it was a lot of pain, but did you make anything creative elaborating on your mother?
Actually, I haven't. That's the craziest thing. I haven't
touched on
that yet. I'm allowing the vibe to take me where it's going to take me.
Right, the universe.
Yes, absolutely. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about your transition, because you told me you was a brick house and you was feminine, and now you changed your preferences. So talk about that transition. How did that come about? Because we got youngma, but we don't have a lot of women that are rapping that's going that way. So talk about that, your sexuality.
I think it was just a point in my life where I just didn't want to lie to myself no more.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I had met somebody at the time too, so that kind of enhanced it to take me to that point. You know what I mean? So I just allowed myself to be free. That's all I did. And the way people describe it to me, they say, yo, that was like night and day. They say it was like super fast.
But you don't see it.
It didn't feel super fast.
Because you know the gradual steps.
Yeah. Everything that was going on in my mind, I knew what the courses was taking me through. But when it happened, I felt like, whew.
Finally.
Right. And now I'm really my authentic self.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did your family and friends accept the fact that you...
Oh, they're fine with it. They pretty much said they kind of knew all along.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did your mother know?
No. She died before I even came out. Yeah.
Was you scared to tell her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, definitely for sure.
So was it any moments with your mom where y'all were one-on-one and you felt like it was about to come out?
I wanted it to. At the time, I was engaged to a dude.
That's interesting. But you still had feelings for women?
Yeah.
Even though you was engaged to him?
Yeah.
Did you tell him that?
Yeah.
And what'd he say?
It was one of them things where he's just like, well, I mean, we wound up breaking up. You know Not exactly at that moment, but once I told him, it was always an accusatory thing that I was dealing with other women when I wasn't. So, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Okay. Wow. That's interesting.
It is. It's a long story, you know what I mean?
She like, we ain't getting too deep tonight.
Yeah, it's a long story.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to talk about though, because I'm real free with it. I don't really have no walls up about it.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't make me uncomfortable at all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So what do you think of youngma? Like youngma?
I like her as an artist.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she's dope.
Now, when she be talking about the strap-ons and all that, what you think of that? Like, what?
I mean, it is what it is. You know, I can relate.
Do you ever? Oh, you can relate.
I can relate.
So are you the aggressor when it pertains to your mate?
Me and my mate, we're both aggressive. You know what I'm saying? She's more in the feminine sense than me, but she's aggressive as me.
Okay.
Yeah. She's dominant, just as dominant as me. We kind of play off each other. That's all. Yeah.
Right.
I think it's just about, see, people look at me and be like, I'm automatically supposed to be aggressive because I'm a stud. And that's not necessarily how it should be. You should allow a person to be who they're going to be, not based off of image-wise or how they look.
Okay.
But that was my natural persona when I was feminine, was to be aggressive.
Really?
Yeah.
So you was aggressive with men?
Yes.
Did that cause you to have a lot of arguments and shit? Like,
I wouldn't say arguments. It was a power struggle.
you wasn't modest. Like, you didn't give in. You always had the last word.
No, it wasn't necessarily about having the last word. It was more so about just knowing who I am and having the confidence in that. And that was a threatening factor to men because I was very sure of what I wanted, what I was going to do. Like, my drive is insane in life.
Yeah, you got that merch.
Yeah.
Talk about that merch and why you feel like that is important. Because you look at Benny the Butcher, Conway, Griselda Records, and how they pushing that merch and how vital that is to be successful. And you also see people like DJ Khaled attaching that to an album, Nicki Minaj attaching it to an album, and that being part of the album. So now, even though I don't feel like that's fair, because a shirt is a shirt and an album is an album, but I do get it from a business and branding perspective.
I think that's just more so what it is. It's just a brand. It's just to have some extra goodies for the fans to pick and choose from. It wasn't really necessarily like a force-fed thing to like, oh, you got to do this and get my album.
Right.
I just give you a choice. So if you want to rock a S Boog shirt, that's beautiful. If you want to buy a phone case, that's beautiful. You want to get some socks, that's great. You know what I mean? I just give people choices.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's necessary as an artist to have those necessities for fans so they can feel closer to you and gravitate towards you. And you know what I'm saying? It's just another source of income.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, what I was intrigued by, you have such a variety, and usually when artists put out merch, they just got shirts.
Yeah.
But you got everything. How did, like, tell me about that, because I want you to explain to indie artists or artists that's what they're, like, how can they push merch, or what do you think is the great way to factor that into their brand?
Well, I chose to do multiple pieces because I didn't want to do what the average individual was doing. I wanted a fan to feel like they had a choice and options, not that you just forced to wear a shirt.
Okay.
I'm going to just give you socks. I'm going to give you a phone case, mask.
Like a bundle pack.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Whatever. I feel like in marketing, it's an important factor to brand yourself because once you have your logo or whatever however you're representing your brand, it's something to beat into the brains of people because it's subconscious programming. That's all it really is.
I like that.
So
where did you learn that from? That's interesting.
Oh man, that's another conversation, bro. That's deep.
Subconscious programming.
Yeah, subconscious and propaganda. You know what I'm saying? So with those factors, I use those marketing factors just to promote myself and use the same brand. That's why I make it very easy for people to find me online. Okay. It's always Shell Boog.
It's always Shell Boog.
Twitter, Shell Boog. IG, Shell Boog. Facebook, Shell Boog. YouTube, Shell Boog. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because you have to make it easy because it's branding.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The
DJ
subconscious
Bugsy 215
programming.
on all platforms.
Everything. Yeah. Shellboog.com. Yeah.
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 She ain't playing.
I'm not playing with y'all.
She's making sure that name is litty, like
listen,
right there.
I'm grinding, and my eventual goal in the game is to become an A&R. Like that's what I really want to do.
Really?
Yeah.
So you want to step away from the artist, being an artist?
I do. I want to use my artistry to get me in the door, but I really want to be an A&R.
What about management? Because right now I feel like in a digital age, A&Rs is kind of like an endangered species.
True.
I feel like now everything is a manager, a branding manager, or someone that runs the social media. You know, the teams are getting smaller by the minute.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like an A&R for the streets, maybe to have the ear to the streets, like to be connected to the labels. Now it's a group of A&Rs that just got promoted recently, so they're still the labels are still invested in those jobs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Jobs. Yeah.
I want to be behind the desk. I want to be responsible for an artist's career. I want to be responsible for molding and taking the time out.
Okay.
Because I feel like I have great executive producer qualities when it comes to creating. And I see the bigger picture when it comes to music. Music is like a visual language to me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So when I'm dealing with other artists, because I'm an engineer and I'm a videographer.
Really?
Yeah.
So you do your own videos?
I don't shoot my own videos, but I shoot other artists' videos, yeah.
Damn. So you do what he do?
Yeah. And I was actually going to ask him a couple questions.
Oh, you was?
Yeah, because I like to poly with other people that's doing what I'm doing.
He a beast. Shout out to Wesley Brown. He's a beast.
Word.
Man.
Sure.
I wouldn't trade him for nobody, man. He
nice.
does. He's always on time. He's very punctual.
Yes.
He does good work. Now, sometimes we bump heads. Let me tell you what we bump heads about. The fucking promos. The most non-important shit we bump heads about. But all the regular shit that really important, we be chilling. We be like, yeah, bro, what's on? Okay. Like, yo, that's my guy. That's my guy. But yeah, y'all can politic, but that's crazy. So the way I see you is you're like a jack of all trades.
I am.
Because
I'm like a one-stop shop.
You got the artist thing going on. You got the videographer thing going on. You trying to do the executive producer thing.
Yeah.
So you gonna always have a job.
Period. I'll never go broke. That's my motto. I never go broke.
You sound like Jigga. That's Jigga shit.
I never go broke.
I will not lose.
Never. Get at me.
Like, hit that button.
For sure. But nah, man, like I'm self-taught everything. I'm actually about to go to engineering school next month to get my certificate.
Just to have that paperwork.
Just to have that paperwork. To say
right,
I'm certified.
because it makes it better.
Yeah. To have that accolade under my belt.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you probably gonna breeze right through that.
Yeah, it's like, it's a passion, it's a love, and I understand the dynamics and the science of it too, because I did a lot of studying behind it. So it's going to be fun for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I got like 2 debate questions.
Okay.
Before we go, I want you to tell me the top 3 music catalogs since 2000 in hip hop. I got some names in mind, but I want to see if we fare the same.
Top 3 music catalogs in hip hop
since 2000. That's 20 years of music.
Oof. I'm gonna say my man Jay-Z.
But he came out in the 90s. I'm talking like when like Kanye and 50 was kind of like taking off from that point on.
From that point on.
Yeah.
2000s. Let's roll with it. Hip hop.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you who I think. Kanye West is number 1 in my book.
Really?
Absolutely. Without question. He got one of the best music catalogs in hip-hop history. He do. I mean, musically and sonically.
Musically, he's a genius. I can agree with that.
Okay.
From his
I'm not going to say far as rapping because we all know
No,
Kanye
I'm not
West.
talking about rapping. I'm talking about
just music.
His musicality.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
Okay.
I can agree with that. Because Kanye is he's very diverse. He's always doing something different. Facts. I feel like he challenges himself every project that he puts out.
That's true.
He's raising the bar higher and higher and higher.
All the
and
time.
Higher and higher and
higher.
And
he's a Gemini.
Ha ha ha. Yeah.
Those Geminis, boy.
You Gemini?
It. Yes, I am.
I'm Virgo.
Yeah, Virgos and Geminis get along though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, facts. Yeah. Some of my good friends are Geminis, man. I know a lot of Geminis. And
they be trying to say we evil. Like we like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Y'all
and
not.
Shit.
Nah. Y'all not evil. Y'all particular. You're very particular
Talk
who
to
y'all
'em.
keep company with,
Talk to 'em.
who y'all talk to, who y'all converse with. Everybody can't understand y'all mind and how y'all articulate and see things. You know what I'm saying? And y'all scrutinize yourselves more than people scrutinize y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all hard on yourself, because y'all go-getters in a sense. But y'all very fluid in y'all drive of how y'all do stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. Most definitely. So what you got coming up next, though?
Man, listen.
Yeah, tell the people how they can follow you.
All right.
What you got coming up next?
You already know, shellboog.com, man.
He
Shell
like that
Boog on
website.
Instagram, Shell Boog on Twitter, Shell Boog on YouTube. I got Roll With Me, that's the single out now, that's on YouTube.
Okay.
On the 29th, I'm heading up to New York to do an interview with thisis50.com.
Congratulations on that.
Thank
I seen
you.
you announce that. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm promoting that. I'm going to promote that like I'm going to promote this joint, because one thing about being an artist, it's important to have press.
Oh my God. Would you say it again?
It's important
for you to do what?
Have press.
And you got to go all over, right?
You got to go all over.
Not just one spot.
Not just one spot.
Because these Philly niggas always think New York is the spot. And I'll be trying to tell you
gotta
niggas,
get your
you better come to
hometown
Bugsy.
first. Gotta
Right.
get that hometown love
That's
first.
right.
You
Get
feel
that
me?
hometown love.
And make sure like you promoting. Like any podcast I've been on, I promote constantly.
Thank you. Like I told y'all, episode 78, you don't promote, your interview is going up and it's getting fucking deleted. I don't give a damn if you got a blue check or not. Fuck with me if you want to.
Period.
That's real talk.
That's real talk. And I'm promoting everything got my face on. You feel me?
That's what's up.
Because the folks need to see where I'm at. I feel like I need to be in these niggas' faces.
Yeah.
They need to understand and know who I am.
And every interview is going to be different.
And
every personality, every podcast has its own personality.
Absolutely.
Or show, or radio show, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Because the person, the host, like I enjoy being on here because I feel like you thorough. I feel like you do your research. You feel me?
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And you're asking questions that make me think. You know what I mean? Gemini shit.
Let them know. Well, this is your boy DJ Bugsy, Do It For Hip Hop Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on Google Play, iTunes, DJ Bugsy 215 on SoundCloud. Make sure you follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram at Do It For Hip Hop Pod. And any artist is trying to get on a podcast, make sure you submit your music, your pictures to Do It For Hip Hop Pod at Gmail. Keep it hip hop. Peace.